WORT 89.9 FM, Madison.
Good morning, and welcome to Her Turn. I'm Sandy Janigold. I do have a guest today, a live guest. I'm still not in the studio, but luckily our engineer, Shelly Pittman, is there, and so I'm able to talk to our guest, who is Gabrielle Javier Cerulli. She is a community artist with Dane Arts Mural Arts and has over 20 years of arts programming and facilitation experience. She has a Master of Arts degree in expressive arts therapy and mental health counseling, and is the author of Art Journal Your Archetypes. Gabrielle is a mixed media artist of abstract expressionism, assemblage, collage, fiber arts, and upcycled art forms. Her public art projects include Flamingo Wings and interactive street art installation in downtown Madison. Good morning, Gabrielle. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Sandy. This is such an honor. I love the show.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, after reading all that, now how about if you tell us what you do?
Well, like many artists, I wear a variety of hats, but currently I am a community artist with Dane Arts Mural Arts. That means we work with community groups and schools, community organizations, neighborhood associations, and businesses throughout Dane County. And then we work with these groups to facilitate an art making experience or create an interior or exterior mural with them. And these can be of all sizes and shapes. We do small ones to big ones. And like I said, interior, exterior. An arts organization that worked with arts and disabilities. I've being in Madison, I've worked with kids in detention centers, Monona Library. I've done the library, a couple of the library circuits, Wheelhouse, to do different kind of art making classes. So all that experience, and way back when, back in Chicago, I was the director of communications for an arts advocacy organization. It was called Illinois Arts Alliance. And all that experience led me to Dane Arts Mural Arts. Some folks with an art therapy degree, they end up doing like one-on-one art therapy, but I always liked the group work. And then I even brought it bigger to community work. As an artist, selling my own art is very low on the priority list for me. It's more about facilitating others' experiences for process and or for a product like a mural, or just for like mindfulness and well-being, and just to experience different kind of art making opportunities. Coming up in the summer, we're going to be putting up a large mural. It's actually one of three that's going to end up on the side of the Madison Youth Arts Center building downtown. It's about, I think it's like 20 by 28 feet. That's a big one. And the first one comes up this summer, and then I think the plan is for the next two over the next 2 years. And on that was really exciting. So we worked with some young kids organizations and the high school, alternative high schools. So they have some of their designs and patterns and mark making pieces that's going to end up on this mural, because we have hand painted, transferred their marks onto this. And we've also done some printmaking on there as well. In Bay Creek, across from Lakeside Coffee, on the side of the bike shop there, that's a community. That's like a big community mural as well. And we're working with a school in Fitchburg to do an interior mural. So yeah, we're busy. And also we partner with Ripple Effects, which is a Dane County organization to do storm drains throughout Dane County, paint the storm drains, around the storm drains as an educational piece.
Yes, it is. So how does this fit in with the last year and the pandemic? I'm thinking especially of people's mental health and depression and...
For the mural making, a lot would for me personally, like all of my facilitation was put on hold, like going into detention center. All my art classes were all put on hold. Dama was, lucky enough that we had some big projects that we could do in the shop. And our shop is located like over on Stoughton Road by, it's on Alice, Allis Street. So over that part of town, it's big enough that we could work on some projects there that could then be moved to different buildings. So it definitely slowed down over the pandemic because people weren't sure. Because, how we differ from other mural organizations is we do a lot of community engagement. And that was all on hold for a while, as you can guess. But now, so people have all their projects from last summer folding into this summer and all of the new projects. So that makes for a busy summer for us. And, when you're doing exterior, it's always, Mother Nature has to play well with us. So.
Yeah. So how does someone get a mural done?
Contact Dane Arts Mural Arts. That's the way to start. They have a Facebook page. Go to the website. There's contact information there. And either Veronica or Alicia will respond to their request.
Okay. And one of the things you have said is the use of collages. You say it's an especially good technique for those with language barriers or disabilities, or for those who freeze when presented with a blank page.
Sandy found me because I was honored and lucky enough to be part of a roundtable for activist artists. That was a great roundtable. About collage, that is probably where I start with a lot of my classes, because very early on, I learned that the blank page is very scary for a lot of people. Because I'm usually I'm not an art teacher, so I'm not teaching like acrylic technique. It's mostly working with people who do not call themselves artists. So a blank page is very scary. So when I first started, I was using a lot of acrylic paint, and that made people very uncomfortable, and it didn't get to any real process. They were just so hung up on if they were doing it right. Because a lot of people have art making trauma. It slows people's creative process down, and they can't really exercise their creative self. So most popular classes, of course, before the pandemic, was taking a hardcover book and making that into an art journal. And so collage is part of that. Poetry is part of that. And people really like that because, one, they're upcycling, and two, it's already printed pages, so it's not blank. So they feel a little more comfortable with that.
It's amazing how you can find images that just really speak to you.
I've never had a participant ever say, none of these images work for me. It's always a beautiful thing to watch as well, as they're collecting their little mysterious images of why it speaks to them at that moment. Because who knows, like a year from now, that might not mean anything to them. But at that moment, that image or those images mean something, which is pretty powerful.
Yes. In case you just joined us, I'm talking with Gabrielle Javier Cerulli. How about I give you another one?
Okay.
Actually, my colleague on the her turn. Arlene Zaucha is the one that had seen your presentation.
Okay.
So a couple of these things that you had said really spoke to her. And one of the other things was change through the arts. And how do you see that happening?
Oh, I mean, I don't think I have to convince anybody who's listening to this that people get transformed by any kind of art making experience. And I mean, I speak mostly from the visual arts, but engage in music or dance or theater. But even if it's just to relax and have fun, there's a transformation there. There's a something that your body craves when people are making art. And so those are like the little T transformations, just relaxation, mindfulness. But I've seen, because, I went to school for art therapy, not fine art. So I've seen the big T transformation. And also I see the big T transformation with communities when they come together to create a mural. And there's so much pride and there's so much community building and there's people meeting. And there's just a wonderful sense of, family community that happens. So those are the big T transformations. But in my classes, when I run workshops or facilitate classes, I see those big T transformation things come up that people aren't aware of, or like they're blocking and some things get unblocked. Oh, geez. When I work with the adolescents in detention center, there's like big T and little T transformation because they are teenagers, but it really meant something to him. So again, is that a big transformation, a little transformation? Who knows? But without giving him the opportunity, now it has come out, and now he can look at that, and his family can see that, his school can see that, the detention center can see that there is a goal that happened within 10 minutes of me just giving some free materials that would end up in recycling or garbage, which transformed, which allowed this child to create something. Yeah.
And are there any local female artists whose work you like and or that you work with?
There are so many. Gosh, off the top of my head. Well, at Dane Arts Mural Arts, there's Alicia Real, Rheal. She's an accomplished muralist. She's the production manager. She does portraits and pet portraits. There's Artifacts, Audifax. She's a muralist as well and a street artist. Helen Klebeseidel, she does watercolors. She teaches watercolors. She also does creativity classes. We're supposed to do something together sometime. There's another local art therapist, Sarah Jordan, who does mosaics herself, but also that's how she does her community art making experiences, is with mosaics, and they're fantastic. Babette Wainwright, I just learned about her pottery from that round table. She's a potter. Never met her, but her pieces are so moving. Linda Berry, I love her stuff. They're so funny. Her cartoons, and her books. I've never met her, but I would love to meet her. Yeah, I like her style. Christy Grace, she's a young local artist. She does sweet pieces and some wearable pieces like jewelry. Yvette Pino, she does printmaking and murals. So speaking of printmaking, there's Leslie Numbers. She does great work. I mean, like, I could just keep going and going.
Yes. So if somebody's listening to this show and they feel like working on something would really be meaningful and helpful for them, what would you suggest their first step be?
With me, or they're on their own?
With anyone.
Oh, get on you if they have access, get on YouTube and art journaling is usually an inexpensive, non-threatening, easy way to start. Again, my art journaling classes, usually you start with all the materials you probably already have in your house. Or, when the live classes start, that I would do that, because like Wheelhouse has some really great classes, and they're not crazy expensive. I mean, there's classes all over. And I'm always more of a proponent of like in-person kind of thing. I mean, I'm a programming person, so, all this online stuff is okay, but I like to actually be with the people. Mm-hmm. So that's where I would start, is just simple art journaling. I mean, instead of like getting, like, I have, giant pieces of canvas and other things here, I would not start that way. It might be intimidating to people, and it can be expensive.
Yes. Okay, art journaling. And part of that would be doing a collage also. Oh,
yeah, that's that. Yeah, with collaging, again, you can go on Etsy to get your collage materials, but you can also just get free magazines from like Craigslist, Free Cycle, your neighborhood associations, well, I don't know about doctors offices anymore. Libraries, because they have to shed their old magazines, and that's a great way. And also, it's the other thing with collage is like any age. And I've done collage with pre-K to seniors in memory care, and it's been fantastic. I also have done that with painting, but. So someone said you could dumpster dive for magazines. I don't think you have to do that, but also sometimes you get magazines in those little free libraries.
Yes. Well, all of those sound like wonderful ideas. And we're winding down right now. So, Gabrielle, is there anything else that you wanted to say?
Yeah, so coming up this summer, I'm going to be part of a cohort of artists in residency with the Bubbler, with the Madison Public Library. It's a new artist in residency fellowship program with multiple artists working on community projects that will be coming this summer and fall. They're finalizing the details. I'm also judging an art show at the Manitou Art Show in July in Manitowash Waters up north. And that's very exciting because I get to see over 100 pieces of art live. And my big goal for the summer is to somehow start a women's art making exploration creativity group. I might even have some funding for it, but I need to find groups or people to collaborate with. So if anybody has any ideas, feel free to contact me. And how do you contact me? LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm the worst at social media. about.me/Gabrielle JC. I think I'm on there. You could contact me that way. But you'll find me, or contact me through Dane Arts. That's the other thing. Dane Arts Mural Arts.
Okay, on Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook.
Okay. Well, that all sounds very exciting. And it was wonderful to talk to you.
Oh, it was so nice of you to have me.
So I'm hoping we will talk to you again soon. We'll certainly be looking for your work around town. It sounds very exciting.
Yes.
So
yeah.
So thank you very much.
Maybe I'll see you in one of my classes.
That's probably a good idea. That would be great. So that was Gabrielle Javier Cerulli, a community artist with Dane Arts Mural Arts. And we've been talking about all of the things that she's been doing with art. And I wish you a great summer, and I hope that we do get to go out and see lots of people this summer.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.